Authenticity played a huge role in the show's success, and some of that realism came from unexpected sources. James Gandolfini, who brought Tony Soprano to life, occasionally received feedback from individuals connected to organized crime. They respected how convincingly he portrayed a mob boss and sometimes offered advice about behavior and attitude. One remark became legendary. Not long after the pilot aired, he was told that a boss never wears shorts. This advice didn't remain off-screen. Years later, it was written directly into the story when rival boss Carmine Lupertazzi criticizes Tony for wearing shorts at a gathering. Moments like that showed how closely reality and fiction overlapped, with real-world influence helping shape one of television's most memorable characters. The realism was so convincing that even federal investigators noticed. In 1999, FBI wiretaps captured members of New Jersey's Real mob family, the DeCavalcante organization, discussing the series. Some questioned whether the writers had insider knowledge because of how accurately their lives were portrayed. One mobster asked if the show was meant to represent them, while another noted that his own name had been mentioned. These recordings revealed how deeply the show resonated, not only with fans but also with people living in that world. The fact that real criminals saw reflections of themselves in the story proved how authentic the series felt. Part of that authenticity also came from the cast themselves. Tony Sirico, who played Paulie Walnuts, brought personal experience into his performance. Before acting, he had been arrested many times, giving him first-hand understanding of the environment the show depicted. When David Chase offered him the role, Sirico agreed only if his character would never become an informant. That loyalty remained a defining part of Paulie throughout the series. His real-life past added credibility to his mannerisms, making the character feel genuine and believable. The pressure of carrying the series was enormous, and Gandolfini felt that weight deeply. During production in 2002, he suddenly disappeared and missed several filming days. The production halted completely, and executives at HBO became increasingly concerned. After 4 days, he contacted the team from Brooklyn and calmly asked for a ride. His absence made it clear how essential he was. Without him, nothing could move forward. Some of the most intense scenes in the show took place in Dr. Melfi's office. Chase insisted that these therapy sessions be filmed with a completely stationary camera. There would be no movement, no zoom, and no distraction. This approach forced viewers to focus entirely on the dialogue and emotions, creating an intimate and psychologically powerful experience. By removing visual distractions, the vulnerability of Tony Soprano became impossible to ignore. The opening credits also reflected real-world change. In early seasons, the World Trade Center could be seen reflected in Tony's car mirror. After the September 11th attacks, the image was quietly removed. This small adjustment showed respect for real events and connected the fictional world to real history. Casting decisions nearly changed everything. Lorraine Bracco was originally offered the role of Carmela but chose instead to play Dr. Melfi, wanting something different from her previous work. Ray Liotta was also considered for Tony but declined because he didn't want to commit to a television role. Their decisions allowed Gandolfini and Edie Falco to create one of the most believable relationships ever seen on screen. Even the title caused confusion at first. Some believed the show would focus on opera singers. To clarify its true nature, the logo included a hidden gun shape, signaling that the story centered on crime rather than music. This visual detail helped define the show's identity. One of the most beloved episodes, Pine Barrens, had a special creative force behind it. It was directed by Steve Buscemi, whose unique style blended tension and dark humor perfectly. His direction helped make the episode one of the most celebrated in television history. Writers often drew inspiration from real mob events. Certain violent incidents in the show were based on actual crimes, which added unsettling realism. These details helped blur the line between storytelling and real history. The show also used subtle symbolism. In one scene, the reflection of a deceased character briefly appears in a mirror, representing Tony's lingering guilt. It was never explained directly, but it added emotional depth. Many filming locations were real places. The Bada Bing was an actual nightclub in New Jersey, and its authentic setting gave the show a grounded feeling. Satriali's pork store was also a real building used during filming. After the series ended, the structure was demolished, leaving behind only its legacy on screen. Violence remained a constant presence throughout the series. Nearly 100 characters died on screen, reinforcing the dangerous reality of the mob lifestyle. These moments reminded viewers that no one was ever truly safe. Attention to wardrobe added even more realism. The suits worn by Sylvia were made by a tailor who had worked for real mob boss John Gotti. This detail connected the fictional world directly to real organized crime culture. The show also faced emotional challenges when actress Nancy Marchand passed away. Editors used digital effects and existing footage to create her final appearance. This allowed her character's story to reach a proper conclusion, even after her death. Major story twists were often kept secret, even from the actors. Dorita Mateo learned about her character Adriana's fate only when reading the script. This secrecy ensured authentic reactions and preserved emotional impact. Chase maintained strict creative control over every aspect of the production. He demanded precision and expected actors to follow the script exactly. His intense leadership helped shape the show's unique tone. Off-screen drama sometimes mirrored the fictional world. Robert Eiler, who played Tony's son, faced legal trouble during the series but continued his role. Other actors also had real-life connections to crime, adding another layer of authenticity. Set design included clever hidden details. Inside the Bada Bing hung a real mugshot of Frank Sinatra, taken decades earlier. It served as a subtle tribute to New Jersey's cultural history. Music played a crucial role in defining the show. The opening theme became instantly recognizable and helped establish the mood. Although Chase originally considered using different songs, the decision to keep one consistent theme gave the show a powerful identity. All of these behind-the-scenes stories reveal how the series achieved its legendary status. Its realism, creative risks, and attention to detail combined to create something far greater than ordinary television. The result was a groundbreaking drama that continues to influence storytelling and remains unforgettable decades later. Every so often, The Sopranos delivered moments that felt eerily prophetic. In one season, Francine, Christopher, frustrated during an intervention, snaps at Tony and predicts he'll die of a heart attack by the age of 50. At the time, it was simply a sharp line of dialogue meant to cut deep. Years later, that line took on a chilling significance. James Gandolfini, who brought Tony to life with unmatched power, passed away from a heart attack at 51. For fans, the connection between the scripted moment and real life felt haunting, as if the show had unknowingly written part of its star's fate. This coincidence deepened the emotional weight of the series in retrospect. It reminded audiences not only of the fragile humanity beneath Tony's bravado, but also of Gandolfini's remarkable contribution. One that ended far too soon, but left a lasting mark on television history. The alternate ending nobody saw revealed another surprising truth. When David Chase first developed The Sopranos, he wasn't sure if HBO would commit to a full season. To prepare for rejection, he had a backup plan. If the network passed on the series, he intended to rework the pilot into a standalone film, complete with its own dramatic conclusion. In this alternate version, Tony's complicated relationship with his mother would have taken an even darker turn. The story would have ended with Tony attempting to smother Livia with a pillow, leaving audiences with a shocking final image. It was a bold idea that showed just how far Chase was willing to push boundaries, even in the earliest stages. Fortunately, HBO embraced the pilot and ordered a full series, changing television forever. Still, the knowledge of this unused ending adds another layer of intrigue, a reminder of how close The Sopranos came to being something very different. Secrets hidden in multiple takes also played a major role in shaping the show. One of the show's greatest strengths was its layered storytelling, and David Chase often filmed scenes in multiple versions to keep both cast and audience guessing. In some cases, actors were asked to perform wildly different deliveries of the same dialogue, not knowing which version would make it into the final cut. This approach served two purposes. First, it prevented leaks, since even the performers weren't always sure what direction the story would ultimately take. Second, it gave editors flexibility to shape tone and tension during post-production. The result was a series full of nuance where scenes felt unpredictable and alive. For fans, this practice explains why certain moments carry a strange intensity, as though the actors themselves were living in uncertainty. These hidden variations are part of what made The Sopranos stand apart. A show where even behind the camera, secrets were carefully guarded. Looking back, it's clear why The Sopranos remains one of the greatest series ever made. From subtle Easter eggs and behind-scenes drama to groundbreaking storytelling choices, the show continues to reveal new layers even decades later. These 25 secrets only scratch the surface of the creativity and intensity that made Tony Soprano's world unforgettable. What truly sets the series apart is its balance of raw authenticity and artistic risk-taking, a combination that redefined television for generations to come. Every hidden detail, every carefully crafted moment still invites discussion and admiration today. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden stories, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into iconic movies and TV shows. And here's a question for you. Which secret from The Sopranos surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below.